taking control.
Hi girls and guys, it's Mr. Tracky and we're on the right track. So, a highly anticipated Call of Duty video from Mr. Tracky. And I've had my time on the beta and I'm going to give you my very honest opinions today. And also 5 things that I think could make this one of the best Call of Duties we've had in a long time. Now, for those of you who follow me on Twitter, you will know I was very vocal on my opinions on Twitter for the second week of the beta. And sometimes I loved it, sometimes I absolutely hated it. But as time progressed, one thing I'd certainly say about Black Ops 4 is the game definitely started to get a hold of me. I didn't really anticipate it happening, but as I played, I started to realise so many of the things that I've actually requested for in previous Call of Duty titles, as Call of Duty seemed to go downhill, are actually incorporated in this game when you actually give it some time. And the one thing that I definitely mention is in the game is a skill gap. It's something we've craved for a long time. Now, they've definitely tried to take elements from other games in Black Ops 4, namely stuff like Overwatch, inspiration from Rainbow Six Siege, but they've definitely managed to appeal to the Call of Duty base. Now, one of the things straight away off the bat that really frustrated me throughout the game was this new 150 health system, which I'm still scratching my head about who made this decision. For a fast twitch shooter that we've known and loved, most of us played for over a decade now, it's a very dangerous move when you start making decisions like this. Now, one of the things that stands out the most for me that should say to the developers and Activision that this is probably a bad idea is when they went to the divisions in Call of Duty World War II. Now, that game didn't die a horrible death by any means, but it wasn't as popular as it could have been with the Call of Duty community because of the division system. It was a Marmite thing. If you don't know what Marmite is, it's basically something that is love or hate. You either love it or you hate it. There's no middle ground here, and I think that is exactly what they wanted to, they should have tried to avoid, and they didn't avoid. So in my personal opinion, there are a few things in this game that I'm still scratching my head about, but there are strokes of brilliance. And I do genuinely believe that they can save this game and make it a great game. So off the bat, what is the first thing that I would change in this game to give it a more positive effect on the Call of Duty community? It's the snipers. There's no way on this earth that I believe you should increase the health to 150 and then allow a sniper to take one shot and be able to quick scope you, have these attachments that make it much easier to quick scope you. It just doesn't make any sense in my head. You're trying to battle a sniper, you're always going to lose whatever weapon you are using if they have 150 health. In some cases, when Crash uses his specialist ability, 200 health, it's a lose-lose situation unless you are using a sniper yourself. So it's just not viable in my eyes, and it's something that definitely needs to be nerfed. I understand Vaughn's got a bad reputation with snipers already, and he's actually had death threats from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, so I know he may be a bit apprehensive to touch the sniper rifles, which is understandable. The armor is something that I would totally remove from the game. Juggernaut is something that we haven't had to deal with for years now, and it's something that the community just didn't like. Juggernaut is just so annoying from back in Modern Warfare. We've had Modern Warfare remastered. How have they made such a bad decision to put this in the game? Now, Crash's ability, I accept. The fact that he gives you additional 50 health, I accept, because this is timed throughout the game and only certain people can really run with Crash. Now, I know if you use Chaos and stuff, play Chaos, sorry, this may be different, but I feel like it's really well balanced on the basis that you can only obtain this ability at a certain point in the game, and you have to actually be alive in the map when Crash activates this ability. If there's a skull on his screen, then you won't get the ability when it is given out to everybody on the map. So I think that's really well balanced there, and in my personal opinion, that's where the armor should come into play. At number 3, build the stem shot into all players as the standard healing ability across the game. It's already taken some adaptation to actually put this into my muscle memory to know that after a gunfight, yes, I need to heal, but it's so aggravating to know that you have to heal before you reload. You have to make the educated guess of which one you're going to do, which I understand increases the skill gap. However, it's quite frustrating when someone does come around the corner, you've chose to reload, and then, no, it's not, beg your pardon, you've chose to heal, and then someone just catches you off guard, and if you haven't got the stem shot, you haven't got the accuracy to even try and win that fight. So in my personal opinion, just make this a standardized thing across the game, take it out of the equipment, because it forces people to choose between the only two things people are really choosing in reality is the actual armor or the stim shot. Me personally, I'm using the thing that gives you hardline. That's why you see me devastating with AC 130s off my own back, earning them kills myself, but that's always been the player I've been if you've been on my channel for a number of years now. For number 4, I know that this is a dream of mine and it's not going to happen. I would take it down to 100 health, but after reflecting upon the game and playing it for several hours now, I just believe there's always one extra bullet you needed to take out multiple targets, and it's just so frustrating when you catch people off guard so often, but by the time you've killed 2 of them, the 3rd one is already alerted to your presence, and you just get turned around and melted because you've took some damage. Now for me, 125 health would be absolutely perfect for this game. I just think it would just work so perfect. I really do get why they've given 150 health. It does take a lot more gun skill to kill people, but I think it's just slightly overkill for me, and it's something that I think 125 is a happy middle ground for the whole community. At number 5, the spawn system needs some major work in my personal opinion. I know a lot of people are saying the maps are chaotic. In my opinion, they're traditional Treyarch maps. A lot of them remind me of Raid, in all fairness. The typical 3-lane system that we know and love from Treyarch, and they definitely work for me. I didn't find I was getting shot in the back too often, apart from when I've absolutely blatantly seen people spawn next to me because I've pushed the spawn so hard, which is something you can anticipate and manipulate, but usually they spawn behind some type of cover, then come round the corner, and then it's fair game on whoever gets the shots first. But I've actually saw somebody spawn next to me, like literally next to me, watch the kill cam, and you see them run, see me, and just shoot me down, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it's something after all these years they should have got the hold of. Now a lot of people are going to throw at me, it's a beta, you should expect these things, and I do. Believe me, I do, but there are certain things that I won't accept, because this game goes gold in literally weeks now, and it'll be on the shelves in a couple of months. So in my personal opinion, these guys have been developing this game for donkey's years now. It's their 4th game, is it, Treyarch? Probably more than that, don't quote me on that, but they should have these things down to a fine science. So I didn't want it to come across as a rant. I wanted to be constructive about this. Let me know down in the comment section the top 5 things you would fix about this beta and for the final release of the game, basically, and we'll go from there. But guys, in all honesty, will I be posting this on my channel in the future? Yes, I actually enjoyed myself, even though I had a few bitch fits on Twitter and had a few judgments about the game that were probably knee-jerk reactions. All in all, I think Treyarch have actually done a really good job, and this is especially if this game was scrapped and they had to rethink what they were doing. If that is the case, then they've pulled a rabbit out of the hat. I do believe this game will do well. Couple that with the fact that they're going to have a battle royale as well. Call of Duty might just make it through the year without any big hiccups. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but the like and subscribe button, I hope they tickle your fancy, and as always guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.